Hi, this is Maxi, and you're watching Inogwen Empowerment. Thank you so much for tuning in this day to listen to us and to learn and to grow together as we shape each other to be good role models in society. You and I are a product of our parent, and the way we behave, the way we act, and the way we do our thing is because of the way we were brought up. Today, we want to talk about parenting, and I want us to look at the different types of parenting skills or the different types of parents that we have. Because when we understand what kind of a parent you and I are, or what kind of parent brought us up, then we are able to understand our behavior, our actions, and even how we relate with one another. Thank you so much. I want to look at the four major parenting styles that we have. We have an authoritarian parent, we have an authoritative parent, we have a permissive parent, and a neglectful parent. Many of us do not even know where we fall or the kind of parent that brought us up. But we just know that we are because somebody brought us up in society and such like. The first kind of parent that I want, or parenting style that I want us to look at this day, is the authoritarian parent. An authoritarian parent is the kind of parent who sets rules that must be followed without questioning. When the responsibility of the child is to say yes, and that is all. You have no say to discuss anything with that kind of a parent. He wants rules that are followed, and he does not care, or she does not care. That kind of a parent does not care about the feelings of the child. All that matters is discipline, strict discipline, and following the rules. Such a parent has no touch with the child. And if you as a child were brought up by such a parent, you'll realize that the moment you get some little freedom, you go wild. These are the children that cause strikes in schools because now they have a little freedom on their own. Their parents were they were authoritarian. They had pushed so much powers on them. They do not care about the relationship between a child and a parent. This kind of a parent, they have nothing in common with their children. Even when the children grow up, they'd better stay away completely from their parents. Such children also, because they never had a say in anything that was being done in the family, when they grow up, they can never make decisions in life. They rely on others to make decisions for them because they were used to rules. Theirs was to follow the rules and follow them through. Because maybe they end up in a society where they have to be given responsibilities, you'll find that they become failures in their duties because they cannot lay rules or they cannot give instructions on the best things that they need to do to be able to grow in life. And consequently, their self-esteem goes very low because they cannot perform as per what they expect to be done upon them. Authoritarian parents bring up children with very low self-esteem because these children do not believe in themselves and in the decisions that they make. The second class of parents are those that we call permissive parents. Permissive parents, they lay rules, but they don't follow through. There are rules, the children need to follow the rules, but they don't care whether the children will follow the rules or not. To them, let a child be a child. Such parents, if they ever visit your house with their children, you'll see the children jumping all over the seats, they're everywhere, breaking everything, and the only thing you'll hear from the parent, please stop, I will beat you, I will do this, but there is no action that follows even an indiscipline case with this child. These children are usually hated even in society because one, no one wants to host a child who is indisciplined, who cannot follow, who cannot obey any rules. These children are not used to following any rules. So they mess up everybody's property. And so nobody really wants to stay with them or even accommodate them. and a child whom nobody really wants to accommodate, this child feels unloved. And they grow up feeling inferior in society. Why? Because when they go somewhere where they need to follow rules, they are never used to following rules. So they find that they're like prisoners in a small place where rules are to be followed. Permissive parents bring up children who are reckless in life. If such a parent has money or is wealthy, their children are very reckless in society. They're the ones, they don't care. They do things the way they want. And so people tend to avoid this kind of character in life. I said, you are a product of the parenting style that you passed through. The third parenting style that I want to touch on is the neglectful parent. A neglectful parent, sometimes I don't even know why they give birth or they even have children to take care of them. Because this parent does not care about, they cannot even look at the homework of the child. They cannot even buy food for their families. They are just parents by being present. They have no time for their children. They don't invest for their children's education, their children's discipline. They don't even care if these children have clothes or not. If they came to the house and they found the children are not home, it will not bother them. They will sit, do their stuff, and wait until when the child comes from wherever. And where have you been? The child will cheat or do whatever and they come up. These are parents who bring us thieves for children. The thieves we have in society, many of them come from such kind of parents, because the parents were never there to guide them. So they have no problem even if they were to take somebody's property and come with it home. Because this parent will not know my child came with somebody's pen from school or somebody's sweater from school. They don't care. The children grow up like managing themselves. And even as they become adults, they want to manage their lives. When they get employed in a society where there are rules, these children, they will not follow rules, so they will not fit. They'll keep on changing from one job to another. Can you imagine if somebody keeps sucking you from one job, from one employment to the other? Where do you end? A depressed child, a frustrated child, a person with very low self-esteem, because you are not acceptable in society because your parent did not bring you up to be respected. The fourth kind of parenting style is the authoritative parent. Remember, I started with the authoritarian. This is authoritative. An authoritative parent lays rules, yes. These rules they discuss with the children. You don't lay rules, you don't dictate. An authoritarian parent is a dictator, the one who dictates this must be done and there is no questioning. But an authoritative parent will lay rules, but you will discuss those rules as you follow through them. They have a relation with their children. They want the child to be disciplined, yes, and they discuss, they punish when the child has done wrong, and they reward when the child has done something right. They have a good relation with their children. They are concerned about their children's welfare. A number of children who have been brought up by authoritative parents, they are very disciplined children. They have a lot of love in their hearts to share. They have self-confidence in themselves. Why? Because from the beginning, as they were growing up, anytime they did a mistake, as much as they were punished for the mistake, they were explained to why they were punished for the mistake. And they were rewarded for the good that they did. They were also given an opportunity to make decisions, which are guided decisions by the parent. A good parent is an authoritative parent. You love your children, you discipline your children, at the same time you walk the walk of life with the children. We are a product of the parenting style that we went through. If you find that you are suffering from a low self-esteem, what kind of parent brought you up? Authoritarian, permissive, or neglectful parent? If you find that you are able to make your decisions, did you have an authoritative parent, or how did you come up. And one will ask me, can you be both? The higher strength of what you do, if you are a person who lays rules and you follow through with discipline, and you give the children time to explain themselves, you cannot be pushed under the authoritarian parenthood. You can be an authoritative parent. But you can find a father who is permissive, a mother who is neglectful. Or you can find one parent who is authoritarian, another one who is permissive. It is possible to have such parents. But in many cases where we have that kind of a discord, you'll find that one parent takes the stronger lead to influence the children. But what I want also to tell you, even as we discuss about the parenting styles, always parent your children together. Never ever discipline a child when your spouse is there shouting that you should stop. Never shout at your spouse in front of the children for disciplining a child. You should all parent these children together. Let the children know that dad and mom are on the same wavelength. When it is wrong, it is wrong. When it is right, it is right. Parenting is a God-given duty. It is a God-given responsibility for us to be able to bring up a better society, a better generation, to be able to bring up the ideals that God wants us to have. And once again, parenting is good if we all parent together, and when we know that we have God-given responsibility to bring up children that will bring a better society, a better tomorrow. Take care of those that are under you. Learn how to discipline them in the ways of God. Church where the spouse goes. I encourage them to do that. Why do I do that? Because women are supposed to be not just, I don't want to use the word submissive as much as that is the real thing. But a man shall leave his father and mother, and the two shall be joined together. You need to show that togetherness that we are dictated to do, and go to the same church where you can all fellowship. I have had cases where we have had a Catholic married to a Protestant, and there was a challenge on where should these children be baptized, the Catholic or the Protestant. It almost ended in a near death. And that is why I would say, let us go to one church. As you know, when as parents we are divided, these children may never even go to church. In fact, they will choose their own church to go to. As they grow up, you'll find a child who is 11 years will choose to go to their own church. Mom goes to this, dad goes to this, and it is happening to so many of our children these days. And you don't even know the church your child goes to and what they are taught there. So I encourage parents to go to the same church, or to have the same faith. It is like a mother being a Muslim and a father being a Christian. Now, you see now, the Muslim faith, it insists that you should all be Muslims. And then there's this Christian who will say, I will not be a Muslim. Where will these children, which catechism class will they learn? So you confuse the children, and you bring up children who feel like they're misfits, because they do not fit in the Muslim, they do not fit in Catholic. Or they do not fit in SDA, they do not fit in SCK, so they are just in between. You bring up a confused child spiritually. I don't know whether I've answered your question. And may God bless you so much. Remember to subscribe and to share and to like our video. Drop a comment to us and we shall respond to you. Thank you so much. God bless you.